The fall of the Ayutthaya kingdom. The Ayutthaya kingdom has fought with Burmese armies so many times. The powerful forces of King Bayinong of the Tong-U dynasty of Burma has spread the power toward Ayutthaya. By the time he already annexed the Lanna and Mon kingdoms, the king of Ayutthaya could not control his vassal states, and it was overrun and lost the kingdom for the first time in BE 2112. Despite being up and down, Ayutthaya was able to keep its power and prosperity from BE 1893 until the kingdom was lost for the second time in BE 2310, which sealed the end of the Ayutthaya kingdom. It was the big change in the Thai history because the 400-year-old mandala of the Thai region had finally been shifted. Factors contributing to the falls of the Ayutthaya kingdom were as follows. 1. Internal factors. 1.1. The decline of the monarchical institution. There were many clashes and political conflicts for the succession of the throne between royal family members and the crown prince, called the Front Palace or กรมพระราชวังบวร as well as those between noblemen versus royal family members. The struggles for power had reduced the manpower for the armies and had eliminated many capable noblemen. The usurpations for the throne was so brutal that all the losers and their families would be eliminated and eradicated completely. The efficiency in the control of military manpower was lost. The monarchy, which has the highest social status, lost its supreme authority. Ayutthaya was turned into such an unstable kingdom and finally crumbled. 1.2. The incompetence of the monarchs during the late Ayutthaya period. After the death of King Baromagod, several of his royal sons fought for the throne. สมเด็จพระเจ้าอุทุมพร succeeded the throne from his father as a new king, but with the loudly objections of his incompetent brothers for the sake of peace. The king abdicated and went to Wat Pradu and was ordained as a monk there. สมเด็จพระเจ้าเอกทัต took the throne. However, when the Burmese forces invaded the kingdom, he asked พระเจ้าอุทุมพร to leave monkhood in order to lead the army against the Burmese. This proved the incompetence at the highest level and led to the downfall of the kingdom. 1.3. The military weakness. After the period of peace and stability brought on by King Naresuan the Great had weakened the military forces of Ayutthaya because of the long period of tranquility. The soldiers lacked physical and weaponry trainings. The efficiency of the armed forces was below par. All the selfish princes and nobles were only hoarding their military manpower for their political gains. When there were revolts in the kingdom, the royal army of the king was not able to put down the rebellions. The king needed the help from armed forces of its inferior cities. There was such a turmoil inside the capital city when the Burmese army surrounded the Ayutthaya city. The rulers of those inferior cities did not cooperate and refused to send their armies to assist the capital for their own town protection. The capital city of Ayutthaya, as well as those outer inferior cities, such as Bangrajan village, Pisanulok, and Nakhon Ratchasima, all fell. 2. External factors. The army of the kings of Ayutthaya dynasty, also known as the Klongbong dynasty of Burma, had subdued the Mon kingdom. King Ayutthaya then marched his army onwards and seized Mughal and Tenasserim on the way to Ayutthaya. However, he died in BE 2303 before he could achieve his ultimate goal. In the year BE 2307, his son, King Hassin Bashin, came back with his forces to invade Ayutthaya once again. He started by attacking and take over Tawoi, Mughal, Tenasserim, and then Chiang Mai, Lamphun, and other northern city-states of Ayutthaya Kingdom. Finally, in BE 2309, the Burmese army was able to surround the capital city of Ayutthaya. Because of the previously mentioned problems, the Ayutthaya fell on the year of BE 2310 as the kingdom was lost to Burma, marking the end of the Ayutthaya period.